All right, hey guys, Alicia, meal prep mom. I am getting ready to do my meal prep for the week for my husband and I. So this is my first video. Welcome. This week I'm doing a quinoa and butternut squash salad. It's supposed to be served as a warm salad, so you can heat it up or it's good cold too. So I've got most of my stuff already prepped. You don't want to see me struggle to cut the squash or do my ugly cry when I cut the shallots. So I did that ahead of time. I also already have my quinoa cooking. So basically for the quinoa, you just follow the instructions on the package. I use this. And then you just make sure that you wash it first. So rinse it off really good. And then I did 2 cups of quinoa and in 3 cups of boiling water. That has already cooked and is done and ready to go. And I've got my butternut squash cut up and on my cookie sheet, and I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of olive oil and get it in the oven. The oven is set at 375, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in for about 20 minutes, and then I'll check on it and make sure that it's done if it needs a little bit longer. Just want to make sure that your fork goes into it easily when it's ready to come out. And then while that's in there, we will go ahead and start sauteing the scallions. So I don't really measure stuff. I'm a mom and I'm not a professional chef. I probably don't have the proper technique when I'm cutting stuff and doing stuff, and that's okay. And that's why I don't show you that part. I do that ahead of time. So this is just simple and easy. Nothing is measured. I kind of eyeball everything, but it's made with love and it tastes good. So if you want to try it, you can try it. If you don't, that's okay too. All right, so for the shallots, I was going to use coconut oil, but I don't see it, so that's fine. We'll use olive oil instead. Get that going. And while that's heating up, I'm going to take the quinoa out of the pan. So normally, like if you were going to eat this right away, you would saute the scallions and the garlic, and then I would add the quinoa to that. But since I'm doing this for meal prep, I'm just going to go ahead and take the quinoa and put it in my bowl that I'm going to mix it all up in right now because it's not being served warm. So. This is also one of my favorite times of the week now that I do this because I have my glass of wine or my glass of tea, depending on my mood. And for all you Spotify lovers out there, this is the time that I listen to my Discover Weekly playlist. And if you don't have Spotify, you should probably get it because it's just about the best thing that's ever happened. So I'm going to saute the shallots for a few minutes. I've got my quinoa in here, ready to go. And I can probably actually start getting out the meal prep containers. So for my meal prep containers, I got these on Amazon, and I'll post a link to that down with the recipe, but they were good for the first couple of weeks, and now we've noticed that they're starting to break a little bit. So when you take the lids off, they're like chipping, and a couple of them have broken on me already. So I don't think I'll be getting this brand again. So I'll look into another container and then post the new one when I figure out another good one. So, but for now, these are the ones that I have. So these are the ones that are going to get used. So, along with the quinoa, this is a really simple recipe. There's really not much to it. It's quick and easy. Everything that I do is kind of quick and easy because I don't have a whole lot of time. I get a couple hours during the day to pick up and get stuff done. So, all my busy moms out there, the stuff that I make is usually pretty fast and easy. So for this recipe, it's just going to be quinoa and some roasted butternut squash, and then we're going to saute some shallots with garlic, and then add some feta and pomegranate seeds. And that is basically it. Once it's all cooked, you just mix it all together, and like I said, it's supposed to be served warm. So these containers are microwave safe and dishwasher safe. So I will just put it all into these, heat it up in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute, and you have a warm salad. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to take a little break, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. In the meantime, I took a little break. I finished the shallots. I realized I went back and watched the first part of the video. I called them scallions twice. It's not scallions, it's shallots. That's totally my bad. So I sauteed those with a little bit of garlic and added it to the quinoa in the bowl. And now I'm just waiting for the squash to be done. So I checked on the squash after 20 minutes. It wasn't nearly enough time. So I added another 10 minutes to it, and I'm going to check on it again here soon. Like I said, I'm not a professional chef. I am not a nutritionalist. I just started doing this a few weeks ago, and within the first few weeks I really saw a difference in myself, my energy levels, and also like my clothes were fitting better, and I just got back from vacation, so all that kind of went to crap over the last week, so I'm happy to be back at it again this week. But this is just something that I do for me and my family that I thought I would share. I'm not a professional in any sense, so just enjoy it. So now they've been in for a total of 30 minutes, the squash has. So I'll go ahead and check on it. And it is, okay. So some of it is fork tender, some of it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead, just to be on the safe side, and add another 3 minutes because I really don't want to eat undercooked squash. And since I'm not a professional, they aren't all cut perfectly the same size. So we're going to put them in for another couple of minutes. In the meantime, let's go ahead and add the feta. So I'm just going to put a whole package in there and see what this ratio looks like. That's how we do things around here. It's all trial and error, but you know what? I'm doing the trial and error for you, so you can learn from my mistakes. If I make too much or too little, or something's off, you can do it right the first time. All right, and then I just added the pomegranate to it as well. And I think I already threw away my packaging, but I just get the little package of the pomegranate seeds. And actually, I wish I would have gotten 2 because that's my favorite part of the salad. And I wish it had more of it. So you can do whatever you want, but with 1 package of feta and 1 package of pomegranate seeds, that's what you're looking at. So it's a pretty good ratio. I just really like the pomegranate. And I'm going to add a little bit more feta. Probably another half a package. Because once I add the squash, I think it'll need a little bit more feta. So, we have another minute left. We can have some more wine. If I can get it off. There we go. Oh, and I apologize. My allergies are obviously not doing very well right now because I keep having to sniff my nose, which is probably really annoying. So, sorry, I'm not sorry about that. And we've got about 30 seconds, and I'll go ahead and check on the squash. And then once I add the squash, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to end up scooping some of it into each meal prep container and then figure out a side for it. So this week, blueberries were on sale. I might add blueberries to one of the little sections, and then I've got some carrots I can add to the other. I like doing like just like a scoop of peanut butter on one side of the container and adding carrots and celery so you can dip it. I do that a lot for my daughter and her school lunches, which I will also have a section on the website for kids, which will be basically the stuff that I make for my daughter for her school lunches. And for those, what I'm going to start doing is making her 5 different lunches, but from the same grocery list and different meals. So you can do it all at once for the entire week, using things more than once, but it won't be the same meal. So the squash is good. It's fork tender, so ready to come out. I have it on parchment paper, so I'm going to try to just pick it up and transfer it to the bowl. Perfect. All right. Done. So once this is all mixed up, and I really probably could have cut this squash a lot smaller, it would have cut down on the baking time, and it wouldn't have been so clunky, but we know for next time. So that's mixed up pretty well, and that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna start putting it in my containers. So this will be my main course for the week. So it'll go in the big spot. And since I'm new to this, and I'm not big on measuring, it's kind of just like a guessing game. Like I just hope that I have enough for 10 of these containers, 5 for my husband and 5 for me for the week. And if I don't, oops, I'll eat smaller ones. But like I said, you can live and learn from me. So it's a little like parenting, right? I did that when I was little. Trust me. Do it this way instead. All right. So I did have enough. In fact, it was practically perfect. So I'm just going to go through and add a little bit to the ones that look a little low. They look pretty even. So me personally, I'm making for 10 right now. I do 5 for myself and 5 for my husband so that we each have a lunch or a dinner Monday through Friday. For this, so for 10 servings, it was 2 dry cups of quinoa cooked with 1 butternut squash, 1 thing of pomegranate seeds, a container and a half of feta, and then I used 2 shallots sauteed with just like a half a teaspoon of garlic, probably, if you are one of those people that needs a measurement. And I would say it came out pretty. All right, so I wanted to show you the portions real quick. So this is basically how much I was able to get in each container. And it really doesn't look like much, but it is. So another thing that I like to do with my meal preps is this. Whatever I make, you can easily do different things with. So for this, for example, you could make into a wrap. If you just get some tortillas, I like to throw it into a wrap, or pita bread is another good option, or just If you have a bowl of lettuce, throw it on top and actually make it an actual salad instead of like a warm quinoa salad. You could do this over top of lettuce. It would probably be good with some type of vinaigrette. So it doesn't look like much, but it actually goes a long way. I do another meal prep that uses quinoa and Greek salad, and I usually can't even finish it. So even though I don't use a whole lot of meat in my cooking, I'm not vegetarian, but I just prefer to get my protein from sources other than meat if possible. So it doesn't look like very much, but it is filling, and it is usually high protein, my meals are. So it keeps you feeling full for longer. I rinsed off some carrots, so I'm just going to add carrots as one of the sides. And then for the other one, I'll probably do some kind of fresh fruit. Blueberries were on sale this week, so that's a good one. I also got some grapes. Or you could grill up some chicken. When I do these kind of meals that have the quinoa, which is already high in protein, you don't need a whole lot of meat with it. So I'll do maybe a half of a chicken breast, grilled or baked, and add it to that. I need a little bit more carrots in here. But I did just want to show you, I wanted to show the portions. So basically all of these are going to be right around the same amount. I did one big scoop with this. So there you go. There's my first meal prepped meal. If you try it, please comment or send me a message and let me know how you liked it or if you have any suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm not a professional, so if you have any ideas, I'm willing to listen and add that to my videos in the future. So I hope to hear from you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the food tastes great. Have a great week.